Hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing? Happy to be here. Happy Saturday, everybody. I see a lot of people logging in from all over the world as usual. So awesome to see. So let me see. Let me say hi to at least a few people. Amu, hello. God, there's some names in here I just cannot pronounce. So I apologize. I might skip them. Teresa, Scully, Urban, Neonam, Yvonne, Ashley, Esther. Esther's becoming a very good internet marketer. I see all the leads you're generating on a daily basis, Esther. That's amazing. Nice to have here. Backlash from India. Bill Brooks from Tampa, Florida. Welcome. Ayer, welcome. Jose, welcome. Yeah, nice to have you guys here. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, today we're going to talk. Oh, by the way, sorry for the absence of Chris and Tammy, who usually do this call on the weekends. They had some family emergencies that they had to deal with, and that's what network marketing is all about, right? Is being there for each other. One common goal, one common dream, one common team, and you have each other's backs, and the income keeps coming in for you, even if you're sick or you've got other emergencies to deal with, so on and so forth. So today I thought, I like to do my calls off the cuff. I didn't prepare a PowerPoint presentation. The bulk of today's call is going to be about internet marketing, okay? Because we have lots and lots and lots of you who are, I would call them, bear-based, old school, awesome network marketers, people that do things belly to belly. Let me say this, belly to belly relative to conversions is much, much, much better when you're talking. And what do I mean by, if you're talking to people in person or your warm market, you're going to get 20 to 30 to 40% of people joining Got Backup. Okay. So that's the best way relative to conversions, but it's the harder way relative to reaching a mass market. And what do I mean about a mass market? Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could wake up in the morning and reach out to 30,000 people in an instant like that? Even if only 0.1% take action that day, that's still going to be 3 or 4 new downline members for you, so on and so forth. Okay. So again, if I was just getting started, well, actually, let me come back. So what I want to talk to you guys about first is my own personal story, a little bit longer, of how I got online and so forth. And then we'll go from there, transitioning to, as I learned more and more and more, how I was able to build up an income where now I've done almost $300 million online, which again, I'm not here. I rarely talk about that because I don't like talking about myself. There's one thing, guys, by the way, in your social media, okay, it just came to my mind. Don't be be interested, not interesting. Okay. As an example, I'm popping things off the top of my head. I see Dr. Koa and quite a few other people in our Facebook group edifying other people. Okay. Somebody ranks up to bronze, somebody ranks up to copper, somebody ranks up to silver. I mean, on a consistent basis, they're posting those people. So what do most people do on their Facebook and stuff like that? Well, they post their complaints, or they posted what they did all the time, or they posted whatever. Okay. So write that down. The other thing I want to write down, and I want you to write down because it's relevant to internet marketing, is people will only remember you when they remember how you made them feel about themselves. Okay, let me repeat that again. People, to stand out in the crowd, because today's all about magnetic marketing, to stand out from everybody else, people will only remember you in a crowd of 40 or 50 people if they remember the positive experience or how you made them feel about themselves, right? So how do you do that? Very simple compliments to people. Nice shoes, nice tie, nice shirt, nice whatever, right? But you can do the same thing online. The key is in evoking an emotion with people, okay? And the best emotion that I like to invoke with people is laughter or happiness, okay? I can't believe the amount of people on social media, especially in our Facebook group, and across the internet, that just post their negativity day in and day out, day in and day out. Listen, guys, we live in a really, really hard world. So the more you can make sure that your posts stay positive, you're going to attract the right people into your life, okay? So let me come back to my very, very humble beginnings, because here's the other thing that I know for many, 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 many of you. You're super introverted. You're super, now, not everybody, okay? There's some very extroverted people in here, and I give you 2 thumbs up for that. But some people are super introverted, like they would rather get shot than do public speaking. They would rather sit in the corner of the bar, even though they see a beautiful man or woman over in the other corner, and there's just no way in heck they're going to go up and say hello, right? That was me, okay, guys? I was one of the most introverted people on the planet, okay? And this is just being very, very honest. In fact, still today, because that's my core, I would describe myself as an introvert extrovert. What do I mean by that? When I meet somebody for the very first time, I'm very standoffish, not in a mean way. I'm just like, I don't know. I just feel uncomfortable. I can't get over it. Of course, I'll say hi, I'll shake their hand, I'll smile, I'll ask them how they're doing, but I still reluctant to, strike up a conversation. Whereas we've all seen those people that, well, my father's like that. He can strike up a conversation with anybody, anywhere, anytime, all the time. That is not me. Okay. And so I worked on it for many, many years to where I feel very comfortable doing webinars. I feel very comfortable in my element, but even still today, I'm an introvert extrovert. So with that said, don't let that bother you, because never, ever, ever, ever did I think I would be able to do over $300 million in sales online. It just wasn't in my cards. So let's come back to my very, very humble beginnings. Because I was such an introvert, okay, I never internally believed in myself. And in fact, that's why I started working out, right? I thought, okay, if I build up my body and I have a perfect body, not that sounds narcissistic, that's not what I meant, but in my head, if I could build up my body, that's going to fix my mind and I'll become more outgoing, more confident, that kind of stuff. Never happened. Built up my body, but it didn't fix here, okay? So I was doing what helped to fix me, and it was a real light bulb moment for me, was, and I've shared this story before, but again, so for the next 10 minutes, guys, be patient. I want to share, because for those of you who are extroverted, you're like, I don't want to hear about all this. Most people by default are introverted. So I was lucky enough when I was in school, I was doing trying to do a bachelor's degree in cardiac rehabilitation. Okay, it was exercise physiology with a degree in exercise physiology with a specialization in cardiac rehabilitation. So when I was nearing the end of my schooling, of which I never got my degree, to be honest with you, life happened and my daughter was coming, and I was like, oh Jesus, what do I need to do? I better get a job. But anyway, when I was doing that, I met a cardiologist, and this cardiologist, his name was Dr. Benny Kuriakos, and he obviously had a little bit of a man crush on me. He was like, dude, how did you build such a beautiful body? Like, I just want to look like you. So I started training him, and he was a very successful cardiologist that owned multiple clinics in the Ottawa area for cardiac stress testing, cardiac rehabilitation, things like that. Super nice guy, Dr. Benny Kuriakos. So I started to do his personal training for him, and he got really, really, really amazing results. Now, my unique selling proposition, not that this has anything to do with Got Backup, but people, when at 52 now, they're like, Joel, you must be a gym rat. And the reality is, guys, I only train about 10 to 15 minutes a day, 3 times per week. So that was something that resonated with very busy CEOs. I could guarantee I could get them in top shape, training only 10 to 15 minutes a day, 3 times per week. So anyway, Dr. Kuriakos got really amazing results. Now, very successful people, we all know this already, very successful people hang out with very successful people. Okay. So he came to me one day and he said, hey, Joel, I have a very, very good friend of mine who's an extremely busy CEO. He's running a multi-billion, not a multi-million, but a multi-billion-dollar corporation. And he'd like you to go to his house on Saturdays to do his personal training. And I was like, who is that? And he's like, oh, it's Dr. Michael Copeland. Now, Michael Copeland he was the founder. He's retired now, but he owned this company. I'm going to put it in the text chat for you. Corel.com, okay? They are still a $200 million a year business, but back then they were a multi-billion-dollar a year business. And everybody in Ottawa knew who this guy was because he was very philanthropic, very boisterous, very outgoing, so on and so forth. So anyway, he invited me to go to his house. Now, his house, guys, was 35,000 square feet, okay? Just beyond massive. And I was in my little Eagle Vista. I remember the first time going up to go train him. The first negative thought I had, which is really stupid, and I'm just going to say it like it is. I remember thinking in my head, I don't care how much this rich prick pays me. That was my perception back then, that rich people are maybe bad people, but that's just the truth. I remember saying, I don't care how much this rich prick pays me. If he's not nice to me, I'm not going to do his personal training. Well, I got to his house. I knocked on the door. I was shaking like a leaf because I had my little Eagle Vista. If you don't know what an Eagle Vista is, it's a really ugly car. I was still in college at the time. I had no money, right? And I pull into his driveway, and there's like $4 to $5.5 million worth of cars just in his driveway, Like, so like, that's really intimidating. So I'm sitting in the car with my hands on the, and I feel my heart rate going up because I'm the introvert, right? I'm like, holy crap. So I literally sat there for like 3 or 4 minutes, not too long, because I didn't want them to think I was a stalker waiting outside of his house. Went and knocked on the door, and one of 4 different caretakers in the home came up, and I said, oh, is Dr. Copeland here, please? And they're like, oh, are you Joel? And I said, yeah. They said, oh, he's expecting you. Come on in. So I walk into his house, and their logo were lions, okay? And in his house was probably 22 feet high, like not your standard ceiling height, like extremely high, let's say around 20 to 22 feet. And in his foyer, when you first came in, were 2 massive white marble lions. And when I say massive, they were probably about 15 feet high. Okay, so I was like, holy cow, like just like awestruck, right? Here comes Dr. Copeland. I said, hey, Dr. Copeland, nice to meet you. He's like, oh, no. Call me Mike. Long story short, guys, that day, he was so nice to me and so kind to me that after our workout, he invited me to stay for dinner, and we drank Dom Perignon, which is like $200 a bottle, till about 11 o'clock that night. So I left that night going like a totally different perspective on self-made successful people, because he was completely self-made, okay? And what I realized was with self-made successful people is they have to be nice people, because if there's not nice people, people don't want to do business with them, okay? So again, that comes back to what I was saying at the start of this call. Stop with any form of negativity, zero negativity on your social media, okay? Don't bitch about the weather, don't complain about the laundry, whatever. Just stop. You want to be and you want to come across as the most positive person on the planet. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have bad days, guys. I have days still today, business, money fixes everything, but it doesn't get rid of all the stress of running a business, okay? And you're gonna find that too as you build a business with God backup. You're gonna have an upset downline member, things like that. I just never, ever, ever, ever air my negative emotions on social media. And what I mean by that, if I know I'm triggered, I've learned to know that when I'm triggered, I just walk away and I don't do anything for a while until I'm in a happy-go-lucky mood again, okay? So anyway, coming back to Dr. Copeland, this is not political talk, Linda. I think somebody's probably talking political in here. So anyway, coming back to him, we became very, very, very good friends. And in fact, my only regret when I left the Ottawa area to build my business here in San Antonio is we kind of lost touch. And I regret that, because he was such an influence in my life. So we became very, very good friends. And yeah, exactly, Linda. Thank you. Yeah, no, yeah. Don't bother with the political bullshit. Excuse my language. All that kind of stuff. Totally agree on that. So anyway, we became very, very good friends. And so such good friends that he would come to me on a Saturday, okay? And I magnetically attracted him to me, okay? Let me say it. I was obviously in awe and magnetically attracted to him, but he was magnetically attracted to me. And I couldn't for the life of me understand why. I was like, I'm a friggin' college kid, like I'm so broke that I'm eating ramen noodles all the time. And in fact, guys, I was so into bodybuilding back then, but so broke, this is a true story, that to get my protein in every day is I would take 2 cans of tuna, okay? And you can't really eat tuna dry because it's really hard to eat. I would take 2 cans of tuna, stick it in a blender with orange juice, blend it up and drink it. And that would be my protein for the day, because I couldn't afford protein powders and stuff like that. That's a sold side note, but it's just the truth. So I couldn't understand why this guy, this billionaire, liked seeing me. And when I came to, and as we became more and more and more friends, like he would, so as an example, one day, he was sharing with me, he said, "Hey, Joel, I'm really frustrated." Now, this is a multi-billion-dollar company at the time, okay? So he was sharing with me, he goes, "We're only doing like $5,000 a day in sales online of our software product." Some of you probably Canadians who are on the call, you're gonna remember Corel Draw, Corel WordPerfect, that kind of stuff. Some Americans will. They were the largest competitor of Microsoft in the 80s in Canada. Okay, so he says to me, "Joel, we're only doing about $5,000 a day in sales online," and I started looking around the internet, and I said to him just on a whim. He said, I said, "Well, why don't you start an affiliate program?" And he's like, "Well, what's that?" I said, create a tracking system that if people just out there send traffic to your website, and if somebody buys one of your software products, you pay him a commission. And he just, and he was a guy that very few words, massive action. That's the other thing I learned from him too. Very few words, massive action. He's like, "Oh, I like that idea." And then, as we became friends, I said, like, why do you like hanging out with me? He goes, "Joel, people think my life is beautiful." And we've heard Elon Musk say this too. Elon Musk has said, "Nobody wants to be me. They may think they want to be me, but they don't want to be me." He said, "Joel," he goes, "I've done it extremely well in my life, but, being wealthy and being financially free doesn't necessarily mean that it takes away all the stress." And I said, "Well, what do you mean by that?" He's like, "You're so refreshing to me." And I'm like, "Explain a little more." He goes, "Listen, I deal with 4,000 employees in my office every single day. And it's only challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge. My manager for this coming to me with this challenge. My lead designer coming to me with this challenge. My programmers over here coming to me with this challenge. None of them ever come to me with, 'Hey, I've got a great idea on how we could do this.' It was always problem after problem after problem rather than solution and solution and solution, right?" He goes, "So when I hang with you, you're just such a positive kid. You remind me of me when I was your age." And like, that was the first light bulb moment. I was like, guys, so say to yourself, you might be at rock bottom right now. You might be saying to yourself, I mean, how could I influence anybody online? I haven't made any money online. I'm having a hard time with, I just lost my job, whatever the case may be. Being extremely positive is what people need, especially in today's world, right? In today's world. So that was a light bulb moment that, hey, if I just come off as nice, then I'm going to come off as charismatic. And as we became good friends, I became more extroverted with him and so forth. So here's where the defining moment of my life totally took over, So like I said, he was a man of very few words, a man of massive action. So I used to train him on a Saturday. So that was a Saturday where I said, "Hey, why don't you start an affiliate program? Blah, blah, blah." And he didn't say much. We went our separate ways that day. And he called me the next morning. Maybe it was Sunday morning, early afternoon, something like that. He said, "Joel, it's Mike." I said, "Yeah. Hey, Mike, how are you?" He goes, "Listen, that affiliate program, I was talking to my board of directors. Can you come to Corel tomorrow and meet us and talk to our board of directors about setting up an affiliate program?" Guys, like I was no expert in affiliate marketing. Okay. I just had started to read about it like a little bit. And I was like, I almost said no. I was like, I almost said, "Dr. Copeland, I felt like saying I'm not the right person to do this for you." But then, I told myself, "Shut up, brain. Do not destroy an amazing opportunity." Okay. So I said, "Yeah, I'd love to." Well, what do you think I did the rest of that day? I was on the internet learning more and more and more and more and more that I could possibly earn on affiliate marketing. Okay. So anyway, I got to Corel that day. And, I'd been wanting to quit my job forever when I was working at the hospital and so forth. Okay. So I went from working with Dr. Kuriakos in his cardiac clinic Then I got a job at the Montfort Hospital doing cardiac stress testing while I was still training Dr. Copeland on Saturdays. Okay. So I got to the office and there's 4,000 employees in this one building. It's like 10 stories high. At the top of the building in the penthouse, I would say, is where they have their board of directors meetings and all this kind of stuff. And I got in there and I was like, and again, guys, I don't mean to curse. I just want to keep it totally real. I was in my head. I was like, holy shit. Whew. Like, whew. Oh boy. Anyway, I presented the idea to them, and so forth. Exactly. Never sell yourself short. We're so guilty of that, right? We sell ourselves short every single day. So anyway, I did my presentation, and before I even got to my car, Dr. Copeland called me, and he said, that was fantastic. That was a great presentation. Thank you so much, Joel. And his last words to me were, and I almost get emotional because it's just the truth. He said, I don't know why you're working at the Montfort Hospital. And I hung up the phone. And was just sitting there pondering, sitting in my car. I hadn't lived yet. I left the parking lot yet. And I was like, because for years, okay, coming back, my dad was an amazing entrepreneur. And I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I knew I didn't want to work for anybody else. But my mom was the uber conservative in the house. And so I always wanted to appease my mother. She was, get a good education, get a good job, work in the government, be an engineer, be a lawyer, be a doctor, whatever, So I knew I was miserable at the Montfort Hospital. I knew I was absolutely miserable. I hated it. Okay. And I knew, and during that time, like I said, I was starting to play online a little bit, like there's got to be a better way, a better life for me. And so in that moment, I was like, why the heck does a billionaire have to believe in me more than I believe in myself? Because for a year and a half after, leaving school, I was pondering all the time of quitting my job at the Montfort and starting doing something, becoming an entrepreneur. That's what I wanted in my life. And so when I hung up the phone with him and I got a bit teary-eyed, just like I almost did now. And I'm like, Joel, why are you selling yourself short? Like, this guy loves you. He's like so enamored by you. You pump him up. Why are you not taking action? That Monday morning, guys, So Saturday, I went to the board of directors and presented on affiliate marketing. Friday. It was Friday. Friday. No, Monday. Saturday we were training. Sunday he invited me. Monday I did the presentation. That day, because I took the day off work from the Montfort Hospital, that day I called the hospital and I gave my 2 weeks notice. Said, I'm done. Probably a little bit bold, probably a little bit stupid because I was still only in my 20s at the time. But nevertheless, it was the belief somebody had in me that made me finally take massive action. And I don't want that for you guys, okay? Because here's the other thing too, okay? That was the other thing that went through my head because my mom, on one side of my head, it was my mom, no, don't be an entrepreneur. It's too dangerous. It's too risky. It's too this. You shouldn't start an online business. You didn't do internet marketing. You didn't do computer science. You do everything in cardiac rehab. No. And then there's this other side of me with this billionaire saying, yes. And I sat there in my car before calling the hospital and giving my 2 weeks notice. And I said to myself, of course, I love my mother more than anything in the world. But who am I going to listen to? This multi-billionaire that lives in a 35,000 square foot home, or am I going to keep listening to my mother? Right? So here's another piece of advice that you want to write down. Never, ever take, and this is very harsh, but it's very true. Never, ever take advice from somebody who is not already living the lifestyle that you want to live. So that's what happened in my moment right there. I was like, okay, this billionaire who like I would love to live his lifestyle, is telling me to go for it now. You're in your early 20s. Joel, you can do it. Without a doubt, you can do it. Or there's my mom over here saying, no, 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 it's too dangerous. Become a lawyer, a doctor, a dentist, an engineer, whatever, right? Well, guys, I quit my job, and it took me 2 years to tell my mother. Okay. I quit my job. I started playing online. Now here's the other thing too. Now this is just keeping it real. I did have my backup plan. Okay. Because I was extremely muscular. Okay. I was way more muscular then than I am now. I was a doorman. So and what I mean by backup plan, so many people dive into an online business thinking that they're going to make $5,000 in their first month or a full-time income in their first month, that quickly. Okay. And you're not. So my backup plan at the time, I was living in a very, very small townhouse, very, very small townhouse. So our mortgage was only $450 a month. Okay. And my backup plan is, so I was going to work as a doorman at night. And then I was going to run or work on my internet business during the day. Okay. And I'll tell you why it was 2 years in a moment. So that's the other thing, guys. You can absolutely replace your income with God backup, but it's not going to happen overnight. And in the next 5 minutes, we're getting into some strategies of internet marketing that I promised you. Okay. So that's the thing. Have your backup plan. So that's what I did. And the other thing that helped me, really transition from that is one day I was talking to Dr. Copeland, okay? Because we are brainwashed in school that you need to have this certain education to get this kind of salary. So if you become an engineer, a civil engineer, you can expect to make $90,000 to $150,000 a year. If you become a doctor, you can expect to make $250,000 to $300,000 a year, that kind of stuff, right? So my other reluctance of getting online was my mom in my ear. No, you didn't take computer science in school. You don't know anything about computers. How the hell, Joel, can you run an internet business if you don't know anything about the internet or computers? So one day I was talking to Dr. Copeland, and we had been good friends at the time. And I said, by the way, and he had a PhD. So I assumed his PhD was in computer science, right? I said, Dr. Copeland, where did you do your computer science PhD? He looks at me, he goes, what are you talking about? I said, well, you have a PhD, right? That's why people call you Dr. Copeland. He said, yeah. He goes, yeah, but my PhD is not in computer science. I'm like, but you're running a multi-billion-dollar computer software business. He's like, yeah, my PhD is in civil engineering. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. He goes, you don't need to know anything. You need to find the right people. So that was the light bulb moment that went off for me. So coming back, I quit my job, and I remembered that advice he had given me. And while I was in college, my roommate was doing computer science. He was actually doing cybersecurity with something as far as server administration goes. Okay. So I quit my job, and I called my buddy who was doing the computer science. And then I said, hey, if you want to be my partner, you take care of the back end, you take care of the servers, but I have a really good idea of going out and selling, web hosting and web design to the world. And if you'll be my partner on that, then I'll go out and sell the front end. You take care of the back end. And that's how I got started, guys, was just selling web hosting and web design in my local market. And it became very, very, very successful. Okay. So last two things I want to say, then we will get into some tricks on becoming magnetically attractive and so forth. Write this one down. A mind once expanded can never contract. Okay? A mind once expanded can never contract. So when I first started online and I called my buddy who was doing computer science, my first goal was to make $450 a month. My mind could not expand past that. Okay. It just couldn't. Okay. And the reason I set that very soft goal is because I was living in a very small townhouse. Keep in mind, this was in the 90s, 94, 95, right? My mortgage was only $450 a month. So in my mind, my daughter was coming. Okay. My first child was coming. if I could at least, with my internet business, cover my mortgage, and then working as a doorman at night, making an extra $3,000 or $4,000 for the month because we got tips and stuff like that, then at least I was providing to my would-be family. Okay. And boy, was I really, really silly. And what I mean by a mind once expanded cannot contract. Guys, everybody said the 4-minute mile, to run a 4-minute mile was impossible. Then finally, Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile. And then soon after that, many, many other people did it. Okay. The other more recent one that everybody said was impossible. Of course, I follow powerlifting and bodybuilding. Well, they said it was impossible to lift 500 kilograms, 1,100 pounds off the ground, just because of the way the physics of how the hips work and blah, blah, blah. Well, Eddie Hall, a few years ago, managed to lift 500 kilograms off the ground and broke the world record. You know what happened? 4 months later, Thor Bjornsson, another amazing powerlifter, went and lifted 501 kilograms off the floor, and he's the one that currently holds the record. So the point being, guys, I understand when you first get started, thinking about making $10,000 a month, $30,000 a month, $50,000 a month, it's just not fathomable, right? It's just, your mind can't conceive that. But as you have each win, okay, so I got to $450 a month. I was like, okay, that wasn't too bad. How do I get to $1,000 a month? Once I got to $1,000 a month, and I'm going to share to you exactly how I did that. Okay, now it's time to get serious. And how do I get to $5,000 a month? Okay, and here's the key. It took me, so coming back to why it took me 2 years to tell my mother, okay, is I was so hardened in investing in my own education at the time. Okay. So for 2 years, I was playing on the internet. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I give myself kudos, okay? Because most of you, maybe not the people on this call, but most people who get involved in network marketing, you know what? You know how long they try for? 10 days? 15 days? Oh, this doesn't work. I'm out of here. Oh my God, it's a scam. Got backups, a scam. I signed up today and I didn't make any money, or I signed up yesterday, I didn't make any money today. Like, oh my God, what a horrible, horrible, horrible scam, right? 2 years, guys. 2 years before I made a damn penny. And no, it's not going to take you that long because I was reluctant and I was stupid and I didn't invest in my own education. Okay. So every night I would come home frustrated, go to bed and say, I guess I got to get a job. And then I would wake up the next morning every day going, no, I deserve better. My family deserves better. I'm going to focus straight forward and I'm going to keep pushing. Okay. But the definition of insanity is what? Doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result. So I started to realize after 2 years in, or just about 2 years in, I was doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and not getting anywhere. And what I was doing, guys, is, so here, it's not that I'm trying to sell you web hosting, but I was trying to sell web hosting at the time online. And if you go to gogvo.com, that's our web hosting site. Okay. And what I was doing is I was posting on forums and chat boards and wherever I could to generate traffic to my website. Okay. And nobody was buying my damn web hosting. And I was like, man, like what's going on? So finally I cracked and I spent, and what some of the stuff I'm going to share with you today is what got me from $0 to $30,000 a month 3 months later. Okay. Is I finally cracked and I bought a internet marketing course from an individual by the name of Corey Rudel. If you're in my age range and you've been in internet marketing for any length of time, you're going to know who he is. Sadly, he passed away in a racing accident. But anyway, I spent $1,900 back in 1996, probably, which was a hell of a lot of money for me. Okay. Hell of a lot of money for anybody. And he started talking about in his book, don't sell people, help people. Don't sell people, help people. And he goes, what do you mean by that? Is provide stuff for free. Okay. provide stuff for free to build your email list. Now, okay, perk up, guys. Now we're talking about conventional internet marketing strategies, okay? So he said, rather than selling people, because, okay, micro commitments lead to macro commitments, okay? Taking out your credit card and buying something online from a company that you may not know who they are, that is a macro commitment. Saying you'd like more information by leaving your name, email address, and maybe cell phone number, that's a micro commitment, okay? So he said, help people, don't sell people. So he talked about writing an ebook. So I wrote my first ebook. My first ebook was titled The Top 5 Things You Need to Know Before Choosing Your Web Hosting Provider, okay? And so, I had gotten some calls and stuff like that. So I put a book together. And what I did is I positioned myself as the marketing friendly web hosting company, which we still are today. Okay. So what I noticed back then was that web hosting companies were really against email marketing. Now, there's two types of email marketing. There's write out spam, which you don't do. And then there's permission-based email marketing. Okay. Permission-based email marketing. So again, I wrote my ebook. My ebook was entitled The Top 5 Things You Need to Know Before Choosing Your Web Hosting Provider. Okay. And so to get that book, they had to give them their name, their email, and so forth. And then we automatically, this was all automated, sent them the book by email. Okay. And in the book, I talked about how most web hosting companies, if you want to do email marketing, are going to shut you down. It was just the truth back then. If they saw email coming off your domain, you're a spammer, shut you down. Okay. So again, the difference is permission-based email marketing is people say, wow, I want to know more about Joel's web hosting ebook, and I'm going to give my name and email address, and I'm going to give them permission to email me. Okay. So that's what I did. Instead of selling people my web hosting, I gave them really good information on how to choose a really good web hosting provider. Okay. Then magic happened. Literally, remember, 2 years of not making a single penny online, like not a dime. Now, I had sold some people locally my web hosting, belly to belly, but I still thought there's a bigger picture. There's a better way of doing it online. So sure enough, I got my email list up to about 100 people that started to download my ebook on the top 5 things you need to know before choosing your web hosting provider. And the biggest unique selling proposition I had in there is that we were experts in permission-based email marketing. And if you hosted your website with us, we welcomed email marketing. Now, we didn't welcome spam, but we were going to teach you how to do proper email marketing with your website. And if you did that, we could guarantee you we wouldn't shut you down, okay? Whereas most other web hosting companies, they didn't care if it was permission-based email marketing or it was right out spam. They just saw it as spam and they shut you down. Lo and behold, the greatest business day of my life came around, okay? My subscriber base, the amount of people that downloaded my ebook was about 102 people. Okay. 102 people had downloaded my ebook and read it and so forth. Okay. And so every day I would wake up and I would check my bank account, my merchant account, to see if I had any mini sales online. And I did this every day for 2 years. 0 sales, 0 sales, 0 sales. Okay. Let's go work as a doorman. Okay. Let's contemplate while I'm working as a doorman. Maybe I need to go back to school, or maybe I need to go back to the Montfort hospital, blah, 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 blah. I woke up one day about 2 years into my internet marketing journey, and holy wow. I was like, what? Is that $25 in my merchant account? What? It's like, okay, let me erase that. That's got to be a mistake. It's got to be a mistake. What? A sale came in at 3:09 a.m. for $25? I rubbed my eyes again. I went friggin' berserk. Okay, guys. It was the happiest day of my life is things like my kids being born. Happiest business day of my life. Why? All the self-doubt, all the negativity, all the what if my mom's right, all the naysayers, all the BS went out the window. Called my mom. Why? Because I always wanted validation from my mom. Said, Mom, I just want to let you know that I quit my job at the hospital, just about 2 years ago. And I've been working as a doorman at night. Don't worry, everything's fine. We're good. Because I wanted to start an internet business. And I started one, and I made $25. And she's like, how long you been doing this? I said, about 2 years. And she said, and how much did you make? And I said, $25. And she's like, Jesus. Again, my mom was just the uber protector. I used to think she was kind of cranky. It was beyond her comfort zone. Okay. She grew up in a military and government family, right? She's like, Jesus, Murphy, $25. How's that going to feed your family? 2 years and $25? What did you get paid? 0.0001 pennies per hour? And I was like, man. Like, I hung up the phone. I was like, man, Joel, what else did you expect? That's your mother. Okay. Okay. And I share these stories, guys, because you're not going to get you're not going to get the support that you want from some of the people, right? But it didn't matter, because now I started just to do simple math in my head. Okay. If I made $25 and by the way, I think by the end of that week, my email list got up to about 120 people, and I made like $125. So I was like, hang on. If I have 120 people on my email list and I made $125, does that mean statistically, and I didn't know back then, I can expect to make $1 per month per subscriber on my email list? Let me say that again. So there's 120 people on my email list, and by the end of that week, I had made about $125. I started to think, okay, is this simple math? If I get 1,000 people on my email list, I'll start making $1,000. If I get 2,000 people on my email list, will I start making $2,000? And the answer was yes. Absolutely. Yes. And that's all it is. It's an automated way of getting people to know, like, and trust you by providing them and helping them with zero expectation. Okay. So let me share my screen here, guys, because now we're going to talk about internet marketing in general. Okay. And building your email list. Okay. So here's what was cool. I was bang on. Okay. I was bang on with $1 per subscriber per month. That's what you can expect to make from your email list. Now, that was back then. It's dropped a little bit because people don't read their emails as much, but now that's why we have SMS and text messaging, okay? Direct response marketing. I would say now today you can expect to make about 50 cents for every person who's on your email list, okay? So that's what I mean. I went from 0, nothing, 2 years to within 3 months making $25,000 to $30,000 a month. So finally made my first sale for $25. 3 months later, I was making $25,000 to $30,000 a month. Guys, to see if you're paying attention, if I was making $25,000 to $30,000 a month, how many people do you think were on my email list by that time? Put it in the text chat. If I was making $25,000 to $30,000 a month, how big did my email list get? Okay. Come on, guys. Yeah. Well, back then it was about 35,000 people. Today, on a list of, back then it was 25 to 30K. So both Rico and Lynn are right. Okay. Today, now, I would say if you have an email list of 40 to 50,000 people, you will make $25,000 a month. Okay. Like it's simple science. So that's what you should be focusing on when building your internet business. Okay. So, let me add this to the screen. So what I want to talk to you about, guys, is the first thing, very simple marketing, is building up your email list takes some time. Okay. It takes time. It takes effort. And just because somebody's on your email list doesn't mean The day they opt in, they know, like, and trust you. Okay. There's the optimists, the realists, and the pessimists. The optimists who opt into your newsletter, they might buy that same day. They're just positive, energetic people. I love what this person had to say. I'm buying their product or service. Those are the optimists. The realists, which is more kind of like me, kind of a little more reserved. Let me find out a little bit more, that kind of stuff, right? They'll buy within 2 to 3 weeks. And then you have the pessimists who are like, I don't know, I need a lot more convincing than that. They'll generally buy off your email list, start buying off your email list in 3 to 4 months. Okay. So we all love the optimists more and the realists more than the pessimists. Okay. So, but anyway, the first thing you want to do, guys, the first thing you want to do is create a fan page. If you have a Facebook fan page already, put a Y in the text chat. If you don't, put an N in the text chat. Okay. So let me go here on my Facebook. Okay. So let me go. This is my fan page here. Let me come back to the chat just for a second. Okay. No. Okay. So most of you don't. Okay. So then for the ones that don't, here's what you need to do. Go to Google. How do I create a fan page on Facebook? Okay. There you go. I'll even copy it and paste it for you. Okay. Before you go and saying, I don't know, well, tell me how to make a fan page. Go to Google, type in, how do I create a fan page on Facebook? Okay. It's going to tell you exactly what to do. Go and create your fan page. Okay. A fan page is way, way better than just your personal profile. Okay. So here's my fan page. And then if I open up a second window, here's my personal profile. Okay. And here's my fan page. Okay. So from your fan page, there's just so much more you can do from your fan page than you can from a personal profile. Okay. One, with your fan page, you can only have a maximum of 5,000 friends. And then of course, when it overflows past the 5,000, you start getting followers. So on my personal fan page, I only have 13,000 followers. I mean, on my personal profile, I have almost 14,000, 13,910 followers. On my fan page, I have over 200,000 followers. Okay. Now, if I click there, okay, it's not going to show all my, I guess it's just not loading. Okay. But I can go and I can reach out to those 200,000 followers. Like, it's just wonderful. Okay. So there's so many things inside a fan page and so forth and stuff like that. So let me go and switch to my fan. So when you create your fan page, so I have multiple fan pages, guys. Look at all the fan pages I have. Okay. For different businesses that I have, whether it's fitness or web hosting or whatever. Okay. And so forth. So I have multiple fan pages, but my main fan page is this one here. Okay. So I'm going to switch my profile. Once you have a fan page, you're going to be able to switch from your personal profile to your fan page. So if I switch over to my fan page profile here, you'll see so much more stuff starts to lead up. One is your lead center. Okay. In here, okay, look at all the people here. And I don't even come in here because I have just automation out the window. Okay. These are all people that just organically in different ways reached out to me. Okay. And this is just today alone. 10 people today reached out to me on my profile. They get an automated message. So if I come back to my inbox here, again, these are all features that you have when you have a fan page, not when you have. So here, look, these are people that are reaching out to me constantly, and I mean constantly. And again, guys, I am not here to compete against our own affiliates, right? So when people reach out to me, look at this is an automated message. I use my fan page to get to know people better and to get to know you better. I would love you to join me on my next venture. Please visit blah, 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 right? Now, The reason we said, remember at the start of the call, okay, got back up tour. This is getting them to take action on a micro commitment, not a macro commitment. Okay, this sounds interesting. I'm going to leave my name and email address. Okay, that's a micro commitment. Okay, a micro commitment. That's why I put that there. I could have done stupid things like I did in my old days, and I could have said, go buy my web hosting here, right? No opt-in form here. Just go buy my web hosting, but nobody was doing it. Okay, so coming back to my fan page. Whoop. Give me a sec, guys. Here we are in our business suite. So the point I'm trying to make, all these different things here, okay? Now let me open up my fan page one more time. Because here on my fan page, you'll see everything goes to a website that is an opt-in form, okay? Here's one of my social media sites goes to my personal site, okay? And the call to action is here. Yes, you can go to other parts on the website, but the main call to action is here, okay? Another site that I use to generate leads is Bob Street. Whoop. I better fix that one. I just realized that, but let me go back. My SSL expired. But anyway, here, okay, become a better version of yourself. I generate a lot of my social media traffic to here. Slightly different website, slightly different angle, slightly total lifestyle base, right? You know, beach, you know, having the perfect relationship. No relationship is perfect, but you guys know what I mean. Here I am with Christ the Redeemer, just happy-go-lucky stuff, okay? So every website, whether it's my Got Backup, whether it's my personal website or whatever, is designed to generate leads, okay? So this has been something that I've been building up. Now I have leads coming in all over the place, but some of the leads, now today's a pretty paltry day. Okay, I only got one new subscriber today, 12 subscribers yesterday. Okay, but that's still 12. Those are 12 people. Okay, let me come back here just for a second. Stop sharing my screen. Those are 12 people that I didn't reach out to. They came to me. That's magnetic marketing. I didn't have to do a damn thing but be happy and go lucky and smiley and fun. Okay. I generate an average between all the different places that I generate leads right now, guys, about 45 leads a day. How many of you here would like to have 45 to 50 leads a day that you don't reach out to? They come to you. Okay. Someone who's a master at it, I see it already, is Esther, Dr. Koa, Dorothy. These are all people that are doing internet marketing really, really, really well. And guess what? They're some of our top income earners in Got Backup as well. Guys, is this, because we're, I'll probably go another 10 or 15 minutes because I enjoy this stuff. Are you learning something so far, guys? Is this, yes, you don't need to know how to set up an email list and all that stuff. We can do that another time, but it's what you need to do. So the first thing you want to do, okay, is set up a fan page and definitely make sure that you set up. So again, all my social media come to micro commitment websites. I want to generate leads, name, email. So this is less of a commitment here because it's only name and email than this here. This is getting a free membership. This is getting free information, name and email. This is getting a free membership. When people have to fill out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields, that's a bigger micro commitment than somebody just leaving their name and email address. So that I will get more leads coming through this funnel here because it's only 2 fields to fill out than I will get here, but I get a higher quality lead here than I do here. You would think, are you kidding me, Joel? Like 2 fields versus 4 or 5 fields, like it really makes that much of a difference? Yes. Here, I will get a 25 to 30% conversion rate. What does that mean? 25 to 30% of the people that visit this website will put in their name and email address. Roughly 10 to 15% of the the people that come here will fill out this. Okay. So as an example, if we look at some of our products, VidUber, okay, always micro commitment, okay? VidUber is our video streaming service, but look, get started now. Just put in your email address. That's it. Minor micro commitment to start the funnel process of getting them to either buy VidUber, so on and so forth, okay? So again, minor commitment when it's only email, slightly higher commitment when it's name and email, even higher commitment when it's multiple forms to fill out. But the more forms they fill out, the higher the quality of the lead, okay? So step one, guys, set up your fan page. Make sure you have an Instagram account and you have a TikTok account and a YouTube account, okay? Now, here's the other thing too, okay? You'd think oh yeah, but Joel, you got 200, guys. My social media presence, let me just come back here for a second. My social media presence is absolutely pathetic compared to some of the influencers out there that have 100 million followers on Facebook, 150 million followers on Instagram. Guys, those people are making hundreds of millions of dollars per year in their pocket, most of them, okay? I have collectively about 500,000 followers across Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok, okay? 500,000. You can start getting really good income with 5,000 followers. Like, I'm not kidding, okay? Especially on how you treat them. So all my social media comes back into my autoresponder. And so, coming just over to, I'm just going to log into the demo account here at, sorry, somebody was hitting me up here. Why do you think your success is in your email list? Why do you think we provided you your own lead capture system? Now, again, there's not many leads in here because it's a demo account. I've logged in to many of your accounts here, not in your cloud, but in your marketing members area. And some of you have generated 30 leads, 40 leads, 50 leads, 20 leads, 100 leads. You know what percentage of you actually bothered to even send them an email? Now, many of you do the email marketing for you, which we do. But for the ones of you that didn't, do you know what percentage of you have generated leads and haven't even reached out to people? Give me a guess in the text chat. You're generating leads, you're billing your email list. What percentage of people do you think's actually gone and followed up with those people? Now, imagine this. Somebody comes to your Got Backup website. They fill out the form saying they'd like more information, and they don't get any information. Do you know how bad that makes you look? Yeah, you're not supposed to see right now, okay? I'm just talking to you. You know how many people, here, I'll come back to where I was then. Do you know how many people, despite generating leads, actually have emailed their leads to say, hello, I'm here, I'm your sponsor, I'm here to help you? Less than 5%. Less than 5%. Like, come on, guys. I didn't provide you a professional lead capture system to help you generate leads for you not to fall. And remember, this is not spam. These are people, these are people that left their damn phone numbers, okay? I can't really show this, guys, because YouTube's going to ban it when I show sensitive information like that. I hope they don't do it this time. They may or they may not, but I'll have this recording. 5% of you who are generating leads have followed up with those leads. Like, come on. They want to hear from you, okay? Now, here's what happens when it gets really, really good. If you can generate 100 clicks a day, you can be financially free, okay? So here I am over at my own autoresponder, okay? Now, here's my broadcast messages that I've sent out. Why? Because I'm going to, wrong account. I got to log into my personal account. Give me a sec here, guys. Let me come back here. Never mind what you see here. It's just going to confuse you. So here I am in my personal account. Okay. Now, this is not a Got Backup account. This has Got Backup in it, but other tools. But in here, I have my email autoresponder, and I click use this tool. Okay. And in this autoresponder, I showed you earlier that I generated 12 leads yesterday, only one lead today. It's a little bit of a bad day. Okay. But look at the amount of subscribers here. It's simple math. If I have 338,864 people on this email list, how much money can I expect to make per month off this email list? Something in the text chat, guys. If I have 338,000 people on my email list in this one autoresponder, okay, how much money can I expect to make? Yeah, exactly. 170K. Why do you think, guys? I can't see it. See it right here. There's my email list. Now, it took me years to build that up. But to get to 5,000 subscribers isn't that hard. With 5,000, you can expect to make $2,500 to $3,000 a month. With this list, I make 170K a month, give or take. Okay? That's what allows me to visit 65 countries around the world. That's allowed me to spend 3 months in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, or 3 months in Turkey, or 2 months in Mexico because of automation and my email list. Okay. And shame on you guys for, I spent so much time and effort to create an email marketing system for you. It's there, it's yours to use, and you don't use it. Start using it. Now, the next thing people say, oh my God, Joe, I'm scared to death. I don't know what to say in an email. I don't want to piss people off. I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. I don't know how to write. Have you ever written an email in your life to your best friend? Have you? Treat it the same way. And with, God forbid now, with ChatGPT, all of you can write professional emails. All of you can write professional emails, okay? Without a doubt, you can write professional emails, okay? So coming here, if I go to my broadcast messages, which I send all the time, like very consistently, a couple times a week, okay? Here's what's really cool. So 233,000 sent, 1,600 opens, 478 clicks, okay? So who are the people, of course, I log in for our webinars and other things and stuff like that. Out of this email that went out, who are the people that are the most interested on what I had to offer in that email? Is it the clickers, the openers, or the senders? Okay. This is the amount of email that went out. This is the amount of people that opened the email. This is the amount of people that clicked on something inside the email. Who are the most important people relative to just this one broadcast here? Tell me, who are the most important people relative to that one broadcast? Close, where he says the openers. They are more important, absolutely. Who's more important, are the openers or the clickers? I'm just trying to get you guys to think. A clicker is somebody who opened your email and clicked on a link in your email. So who's more important? Somebody who just opened your email or somebody who opened your email, read the email, and then clicked on a link in the email? The clickers. Exactly. Okay. So from here, I can go and I can click on the clickers and I can send them a follow-up email saying, hey, send directly to these subscribers. Hey, so-and-so, I see that you clicked on my email and, if you'd like to join me on a live webinar relative to whatever content I put in this email, let me know. Here's the other thing, guys. In my starting days of internet marketing, I would put my personal phone number in there, my personal email address in there. Okay. So I could click and send to those directly to those subscribers, and I would give them my personal information. I can't do that anymore. Okay. But you should. If you have a list of 10 people in your autoresponder and you send out an email and 2 people click, go and email the clickers and give them your personal information. Now, some of you may say, well, that's my personal cell phone. I get it. Truth be told, guys, I have 2 cell phones. Two cell phones. One is my personal cell phone for friends, family, very close associates. The other one is my lead generation and business cell phone. Okay. I put this cell phone number out to the people that I know are the most interested in what we do, the clickers. Okay. So people say, oh, well, damn it, Joel. Like, I mean, you can afford a second cell phone. I can't. Guys, there's going to be times where you're going to have to reinvest into your business. Okay. So the point being is I used to put my name, my email, my phone number everywhere. I can't do that anymore because, you know, if there's 478 clickers, okay, and I do a follow-up email saying, hey, if you're interested, give me a call, what's going to happen? I'm going to get completely inundated with phone calls, and then I'm going to let those people down because they're going to say, well, Joel, you told me to call you. You never even picked up the phone, right? So, but this is where the leverage comes in. You start focusing on your clickers. You sign those people up over the phone because those are the most interested people. And then you just teach them to do the same thing that I just taught you. Start getting your Got Back Up tour page out there, generate leads, email those leads, see who opens and clicks on those leads, and follow up with those people. That's magnetic marketing. They came to your website. They felt, so again, let me just add this to the screen. Let me come back to a new page. You Got Back Up. Okay. You all have a page like this. When they put in the name and email address, it generates leads in your back office. 5% of you have followed up with your leads. Are you crazy? These people said, oh my God, I love what I see. Here's my name. Here's my email address. Please reach out to me. I'm interested in what you have to offer. And you don't do it. Now you look like a jerk. Because the value proposition is put in my name, put in my email address. Yes, I want to know more information. Yes, I want to know who's doing this. And then you don't follow up. How many, you want the perfect example? How many of you have ever said, my sponsor sucks? I can't get a hold of my sponsor. He sucks. Right? How many times have you heard that? Well, guess what? When you don't follow up with those people, and of course, guys, I'm having fun, you suck. Don't be the guy that sucks. Build the relationship, as Esther said. Okay? Build the relationship, as Esther said. If you guys like this type of training, I will definitely do more of it. I've gone well over an hour already. So in summary, get yourself probably the VIP membership and Got Back Up, because then you can build your own pages. You can build your own pages like the pages I have. This site, so on and so forth. I have opt-in forms all over the place, guys. Like, I mean, all over the place, okay? On your social media, have people go to your Got Back Up tour page if you don't have your own page right now. So for me, I send everybody to joeltarian.com. It's the same with my Instagram. It's the same with my TikTok. People come here, they read, they fill out the form, they're magnetically attracted to me. So your homework for today, baby steps. Go to Google and create your fan page, okay? At the start of this call, I showed you, go to Google, type in Google, how do I create a Facebook fan page, and create your Facebook fan page. How many people here are going to go and create their fan page today, right now? Put a yes in the text chat. If you don't create your fan page, I'm not doing more training. Okay, guys? On your fan page, you're going to put your Got Backup tour link. Why? You want to generate a lead first. You want to create a micro commitment first. Now, no, you're not going to create your fan page and have 100 subscribers on your email list by tomorrow. But that's where it started for me. I built my list up to 100 people on my subscriber list. I made $120. Okay. Then I just said to myself, how do I generate more and more and more leads? Do you know how fun? And again, I don't like to talk about myself, guys, because I'm here to help you. But do you know how fun it is when you get to reach out to 300,000 people on an email list? Like it's literally money in the bank. It's literally money in the bank. And guess what? Okay. We are never going out of business. Okay. But many network marketing companies do. That's why you want to brand you. Okay. You want to brand you because then you're building a list that you own. When you own that list, that is your livelihood. Okay. Guys, I've had people, this is very, very true. Okay. I've had companies offer me $8 million just because of the email list. Okay. When you build up your own list, that is your asset. That is your gold. That is your livelihood. That's why we are the only network marketing company that created your own lead capture system so that you can build your email list. That list you can take to you if one day, and I'm just being brutally honest with you guys, you know, you also see, we've seen this, and I don't like this side of network marketing, but you've seen top leaders in network marketing be with one company, and then they get a sweetheart deal at another company, and they go and cancel at company one, they join company two, and all of a sudden they're, you know, almost instantly, it seems like up to making $30,000 a month, right? It's because they have a strong following. It's because they built their own data. It's because they have their own email list. So when you have an email list, not only can you sell them Got Backup, but you can sell them your own products and services, your own ebooks. You can make your own recommendations, okay? Your email list is just as important as your social media following. Now, I missed the boat somewhat. Well, not missed the boat because it's still there, but I should be focusing more on my social media, okay? I've never, ever, ever had the privilege or the time to work on my social media full time because I'm still running the company, right? I have to deal with this staff and the guys, I already work 12, 13 hours a day. But work on your social media. All your social media should come to a page where they generate you a lead. For now, use your Got Backup tour page. It generates you a lead, okay? It's all about, Rico, you're very welcome, guys. Brand yourself first because do you guys understand? When people want to follow you, that's your goal. And you can be an introvert, okay? You probably heard of Tim Ferriss, 4-Hour Workweek. Extremely introverted guy, okay? Most people that you think are uber extroverted, they're not. They're completely introverted. But it's way different when people come to you, come to you, come to you, come to you. People are coming to me 24/7, 365 to the point where I just automate it all, okay? So for today, create your fan page, and then we'll do another call very, very soon. And again, all your fan page should come to a page where they're only giving you a name and email address. Don't send them to a page where they have to buy. They ain't going to buy. They don't know you that well yet. Come to a page where it generates you a lead. You follow up with that lead. Put your real name, your real picture, your real phone number, your best email addresses. Again, guys, practice what I preach. One is my personal cell phone. One is my business cell phone. No, I'm not going to give the whole world my personal cell phone, but I do this one, okay? It's generating leads and sales. So I hope this was helpful for you guys, okay? Build your email list off your social media. So step one, today only, create your fan page, and we'll go from there. Have yourself an awesome, what? Great question. Deneen, Deneen obviously has multiple offers that she wants to promote. Okay. Last question I'll answer and then I'll go for the day. Don't put multiple offers on your page. Okay. Then do like I do, Deneen. Okay. Because look, I've got Backup I sell. I've got Viduber I sell. I've got web hosting I sell. I've got SendShark that I sell. Okay. That's why I put Joel Tarian as the one call to action. Come meet me as a person. Okay. Now, the other thing you should do, of course, I'm going to use our own. If you go to gvonames.com, okay, just like I do. Okay, let me share my screen one more time. I'm just trying to answer questions for you guys. Let me open up another tab. Okay. I own my domain name. Okay. I know that's so valuable that my daughter owns her domain name. My son owns his domain name. Okay. Go to GVO Names and buy your personal domain name to brand yourself. Okay. Domain name is very cheap. Go buy your domain name. That way, so because you don't want to put multiple offers on your page, you want one call to action. Then when they go to Joel Tarian, okay, when they come here, then I start to logically explain why I have all the tools that I have. I don't have on my fan page, if we look at my fan page here, I just have the one. I don't have SendShark, Go GVO, Got Backup, whatever. I have one simple call to action. Come meet me as a person first, and then through my email newsletters, I'll explain why I have SendShark, why I have Got Backup, why I have all these tools, okay? So that's it for today, guys. Have an awesome, amazing, wonderful day. I hope this was helpful. Step one, create your fan page today, and we'll start getting you on your internet marketing journey where people become magnetically attracted to you. Love you all. Have an awesome, amazing, wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next webinar. Bye for now.